When thunder crowned your silence, the universe wasn't punishing you, it was preparing you. Have you felt that everything you built had to fall, one piece at a time, as if life wanted to see what remained when there was nothing left to prove? Baba Vanga once spoke of a child of Earth whose soul would be sculpted through storms, that when Uranus finally departed, the world would meet not the same being, but the ruler born from ruins. Taurus, the wait ends here. The crown returns, but not as pride, as destiny answering your endurance. There are sacred seasons when heaven chooses silence as the loudest teacher. And for 8 long years, Taurus, silence has been your battlefield. You stood still while others moved ahead. You built again after every collapse. You smiled when the weight was unbearable. You kept your heart beating even when you couldn't remember why. That was not weakness. That was training. The planet Uranus, wild architect of awakenings, entered your sign like a divine storm. It didn't come to destroy, it came to free. But liberation often feels like loss before it feels like truth. One by one, the illusions of stability broke. The job you thought was forever, the person you believed would stay, the identity that once defined you, they all fell because your soul was outgrowing them. Every shock was a chisel, every ending a refinement, every sleepless night a forging of the unbreakable self you were meant to become. You were not being stripped, you were being crowned in secret. Taurus, the cosmos watched as you carried more than your share, never asking for applause. Even in exhaustion you gave, even in betrayal you forgave, even when faith thinned, you whispered prayers through gritted teeth, and the heavens took note. Now, as Uranus prepares to leave, a vibration hums beneath your ribs, like thunder remembered. The air around you changes, the old heaviness dissolves. For the first time in years, destiny isn't pushing you, it's bowing before you. But the final test comes quietly. There is still one fragment of the old self clinging to your energy, a memory, a comfort, a pattern that once kept you safe. The universe won't rip it away. It will simply ask, will you choose your freedom now? Because the crown cannot rest on a bowed head. To rise, you must lift your gaze, even if your neck still remembers the weight of storms. Look at who you've become. Your patience has become armor. Your empathy has become strength. Your silence has become power. The things that once broke you now build your foundation. The people who doubted you will soon speak your name with reverence. This next chapter is not survival, it's reign. The king that was hidden beneath the servant finally steps forward. And the kingdom is not made of castles or coins, but of clarity. You now know who you are. You now know what peace truly costs, and you will never pay that price again with your soul. Feel that truth in your chest, that quiet sense of arrival that has no celebration, no noise, because true power never shouts, it breathes. That stillness you feel tonight, that's not emptiness. That's your throne being built around you. When Uranus leaves, the winds calm. The chaos stops demanding your attention, and in the hush that follows, you hear your own voice again, ancient, steady, sovereign. The part of you that once begged the world to see your worth now looks in the mirror and finally recognizes it. You are not who you were 8 years ago. You are not the one who asked for permission to exist. You are the one who learned that storms end the moment you stop fearing the rain. This prophecy is not about what you lost. It's about what you became because of loss. The storm didn't destroy you, Taurus. It anointed you. And so the heavens whisper now, the trial is complete. Rise and receive what was always yours. I claim the throne my trials built. The storm served me and I reign in peace. Feel the pulse of that sentence as you speak it aloud. Let it echo through your spine, calling back every piece of strength you gave away. Let it settle like sunlight behind your ribs, where the thunder once lived. And now, Taurus, if this revelation stirred something within your heart, leave your hype in this message. Like, comment, and share this light. If your soul feels called, become a member of this channel, because every hype you send strengthens this frequency, expands this sacred space, and carries this light to other Taurus souls waking from the same storm. The kingdom of your peace has begun. The storm bows before its survivor, the crown returns, and this time it will not fall. When a storm ends, most look for sunshine, but the wise ones, the crowned ones, listen for silence, because it's in the quiet where destiny speaks its clearest language. Taurus, that silence has now begun, not the emptiness of loss, but the hum of order returning to the cosmos. For the first time in years, you are no longer surviving divine chaos, you are shaping it. The heavens move differently when a soul finishes its test, and in your chart, every planet that once opposed you now bends like a bow, ready to launch your purpose forward. This is the justice of endurance, not revenge, not apology, but balance. The universe isn't giving you what you want, it's giving you what you earned. For 8 long years you gave without return. You trusted when there was no proof. You stayed when it would have been easier to flee. You were the root that refused to rot, even as lightning split the tree. And now that same root feeds an entirely new life, one that answers your unspoken prayers. This is how justice arrives, not as a person kneeling at your feet, but as life rearranging itself to match your new vibration. People who once took advantage of your silence will start fading, not because you fought them, but because they can no longer breathe in your frequency. Doors that slammed shut will creak open again, not because they changed, but because you did. Uranus took away comfort so that truth could stay. Now the universe begins to repay every hour you spent holding on when it would have been easier to surrender. But this repayment won't look like miracles from the sky. It will come as precision, the right message at the right hour, the unexpected ally crossing your path, the financial flow that begins without reason, the opportunity that finds you even when you stop searching. These are not coincidences. They are the echoes of divine arithmetic correcting the imbalance, because justice, Taurus, was never blind. It was simply patient. Do you feel it? That subtle shift in the air, that certainty returning to your bones. That's what happens when your timeline realigns with its true design. The wheel you turned with faith now begins to turn for you. Every loss you survived becomes a lever for expansion. Every closed door now turns into a corridor of possibility. You are not being rewarded for pain. You are being entrusted with creation. And within this balance comes something unexpected. The ally. A presence, human or divine, begins to gravitate toward you. Someone who doesn't compete with your strength, but recognizes it. A soul whose vibration mirrors your maturity, whose wisdom feels both familiar and new. They may enter quietly, without fanfare, but their arrival will carry weight, a sense that destiny just placed a missing piece in your story. This is not a savior. This is reflection. The universe sending you someone who operates at the same altitude as your reborn spirit. Where once you gave endlessly, this bond will give back. Where once you explained yourself, this soul will simply know. Taurus, justice often wears the face of recognition, and this encounter, whether it becomes love, partnership, or mentorship, will remind you that you were never walking alone through the fire. Someone, somewhere, was being forged at the same temperature as you. Now, as balance restores itself, your energy magnetizes abundance. The finances that stagnated begin to breathe again. The projects that stalled start moving. The ideas that once seemed impossible now find fertile ground. You will notice it first in small things. Timing aligning, people reaching out, numbers repeating, coincidences forming patterns. That's the universe whispering, I never forgot. The prophecy of your sovereignty unfolds through synchronicity. What you lost in 8 years will return in 8 waves, one after another, not identical, but evolved, multiplied, purified. Every time one arrives, it will carry a mark. Peace instead of urgency, clarity instead of confusion. Because when justice finally returns, it doesn't shout, It simply fits, and you, Taurus, will realize that peace is not something you chase. It's the natural rhythm of a soul that no longer resists itself. That's your new power. That's your quiet throne. Now lift your chin, King of Earth. The sky that once burned you now bows. The ground that shook beneath your feet now steadies to hold your steps. The storm took your illusions, not your crown. And every dawn from this day forward will rise in recognition of what you became. Write this in the comments to activate your justice. Everything that left me unjustly now returns purified by light. My balance is restored. They say it 3 times. Once for the past, once for the present, and once for the blessings already walking toward you. And if this prophecy resonated with your soul, leave your hype on this message. Like, share, and subscribe if your heart feels called. Every hype expands this frequency, strengthens this circle of light, and brings this revelation to other Taurus souls who are ready to reclaim what was always theirs. The crown has returned. Justice has arrived. And destiny once again calls you by your true name. What changes when a throne is claimed? Not the sky above you. It's the way the sky answers when you breathe. And in that shifted air, a presence moves closer. Have you noticed how certain names echo lately? How an unexpected kindness arrives at the precise minute you feel the ground soften under your feet? How one pair of eyes seems to see not your facade, but the endurance beneath it. This is the sign you were promised. The ally approaches. Not a rescuer, not a spectator, a counterpart to your sovereignty. Why now? Because the universe rarely sends a mirror to a soul that still doubts its reflection. Only when your frequency steadies does a companion arrive who can stand at your altitude without flinching. Ask yourself, who listens without rushing to fix? Who honors your silence as if it were an ancient language? Who recognizes your limits and still invites you higher? It may be a mentor who understands timing better than strategy. It may be a partner whose steadiness feels like weather that finally makes sense. It may be an older friend with keys to rooms you could not open alone. It may even be a presence that isn't embodied, a guardian who coordinates coincidences with surgical grace. The ally of the crown does 3 things with exquisite precision. First, they witness. When you speak truths forged in thunder, they don't shrink. They nod, as if remembering vows taken before either of you arrived here. Second, they calibrate, not by controlling outcomes, but by reminding you of rhythm. When to pause, when to press, when to let the river carry the weight. Third, they amplify. Your gifts expand near them. Ideas sharpen, work flows, boundaries hold. Notice the ease. It isn't luck, it's alignment. But how do you recognize the authentic ally from the charming distraction? Ask better questions. Do I breathe deeper near this person? Does my intuition grow louder, not smaller? Do my choices feel cleaner after we talk? Does peace increase without me having to pay for it with fragments of self? If the answers land as quiet certainty, the signal is clear. If you feel yourself bargaining with your values just to keep harmony, step back. That is not an ally. That is a delay wearing perfume. Expect a test. Justice doesn't deliver companions without verifying readiness. Something familiar will reappear, an invitation you used to accept out of hunger, fear, or nostalgia. Will you choose the old echo or the new note? The ally stands where your integrity does. They won't shout across the line. Meet them at the boundary and you will meet them in truth. You'll know they've entered your field when time behaves. Emails land at perfect hours. A door that once stayed sealed opens after a single call. The no you needed arrives without pleading. The yes you waited for comes without negotiation. Even your body participates. Shoulders lower, jaw unlocks, breath deepens. Your nervous system stops anticipating impact and starts expecting coherence. And what will you offer in return? A crowned heart doesn't ask to be adored, it asks to be accurate. The ally needs your clarity more than your charm. State your vision, name your pace. Share the boundaries you protect now that the storm has taught you what peace costs. Speak plainly. Sacred partnerships are built on clean lines. There is work to do, not heavy labor, but precise construction. Together, you will anchor 3 pillars. 1. Purpose with structure. Your gifts want form. The ally helps translate calling into plan, plan into calendar, calendar into action. Notice how procrastination dissolves when accountability feels like devotion rather than punishment. You don't owe the world urgency. You owe your gift a container. 2. Prosperity with ethics. Wealth that contradicts your values is debt to the soul. The ally aligns means with meaning, offers that expand your life without shrinking your spirit, agreements that build while keeping your name clean, expansion that doesn't require performance of an old self you already buried. 3. Intimacy with dignity. Whether romantic, creative, or spiritual, connection must withstand truth. You will be asked to reveal the parts you kept hidden during the trial, the tenderness beneath armor, the dream you were afraid to want, the fear of losing what finally feels good. Show it. The real ally does not weaponize your vulnerability, they guard it. Still wondering if you're ready to receive this magnitude of companionship? Consider what endurance has taught you. You no longer confuse tolerance with love. You no longer mistake drama for passion. You no longer accept attention as a substitute for respect. That wisdom is the doorway. The ally doesn't upgrade your worth. They meet the worth you already embody. There will be nights when you question the pace. Why now and not last year? Why them and not the one who knew your history? Why this sudden tide after seasons of drought? Because grace is punctual. Because a throne without a counterpart becomes an altar to isolation. Because the cycle demanded you learn solitude without bitterness, before you could practice union without losing yourself. A small ritual to welcome this energy. At sunrise, place your dominant hand over your heart and your other hand on the table or desk where you build your life. Inhale through the nose for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Speak aloud. I receive alignment, not attachment. I welcome collaboration that honors my crown. Do this for 7 mornings. Watch how conversations soften and agreements clarify. Now a warning wrapped in mercy. The shadow of an old dynamic might attempt a reprise. Flattery that ignores your boundaries. Urgency disguised as opportunity. Silence used as leverage. Remember the desert you crossed. You no longer trade water for applause. Say no without explanation. The ally will hear the music in that word. The imposter will hear defeat. Both responses reveal themselves. When the partnership begins to move, keep gratitude ordinary. Celebrate the emails answered on time. Bless the healthy, not today. Honor the meeting that ends when it should. The sacred rarely needs fireworks. Consistency is its signature. Let outcomes be proof, not promises. And if your path indicates romance, let courtship be clarity, not spectacle. Date with standards. Tell the truth early. Refuse to shrink desire into something less threatening. A heart that survived 8 years of holy upheaval deserves devotion that doesn't require performance. If the bond is spiritual or professional, apply the same law. Excellence without exhaustion, growth without distortion, loyalty without self-erasure. Listen for a sentence you will soon hear from a friend, mentor, or guide who suddenly sounds like destiny. I've been waiting for you to be ready. You will exhale without meaning to. That is the ally's calling card. Not possession, not pressure. Patience that finally meets its hour. Taurus, the storm made you sovereign. The ally teaches you how to govern without carrying every load alone. Together you will build differently. Longer timelines, cleaner agreements, quieter rooms, deeper roots. The result will not be applause. It will be a life that fits. And when a life fits, abundance stops feeling like a chase and starts behaving like a climate. If doubt returns, walk to a mirror at dusk. Look into your own eyes long enough to remember the nights you thought would never end, and did. Say your name slowly. Ask out loud. Do I honor the one who survived? If the answer is yes, the ally is already on the way. If the answer is almost, keep clearing space. Nearly ready is still ready in the language of grace. You were not shaped by thunder just to sit alone in calm. You were refined to hold a bond that multiplies light. Let the right presence find you standing, not searching, rooted, not rigid, open, not empty. This is how kings partner. This is how empires of peace are built. Write this to activate true partnership. I welcome the ally who honors my crown. Together, we build without betraying our souls. Repeat it at dawn for 7 days. Let every word settle where fear used to live. If this touched your spirit, leave your hype on this message. Like, comment, share, and if called, become a member. Each gesture strengthens this current, expands this circle of light, and carries guidance to other Taurus hearts, ready to be met at their true altitude. Abundance doesn't begin with gold. It begins with structure. Every fortune, every destiny, every wave of prosperity answers to one quiet question. Can you hold it? Taurus, the universe is ready to answer you in full. But before you receive, it asks, have you built a vessel strong enough for overflow? You see, the storm wasn't only meant to test your heart, it was also a blueprint disguised as chaos. Every loss carved space, every delay drew lines on the map of your purpose. Every disappointment erased a wall that blocked expansion. And now, standing in this new calm, the design begins to reveal itself. You are no longer building out of fear. You are building from vision. The difference is everything. Look closely at your recent days. The subtle rhythm returning, the focus sharpening, the intuition that whispers not rush, but refine. These are signs of abundance approaching in measured waves. Because the universe does not pour prosperity into confusion, it invests where there is readiness. Uranus broke the old foundation so Jupiter could bless the new one. This is cosmic mathematics. For 8 years, you were the equation being rewritten. Now the numbers align in your favor, but abundance is not luck, it's architecture. It requires alignment between thought, emotion, and action, a trinity of manifestation. So ask yourself, Taurus, what habits still leak energy? What commitments no longer nourish your purpose? What routines still echo scarcity instead of sovereignty? The architecture of your new wealth demands clarity. Your calendar must honor your calling, not your distractions. Your words must speak vision, not worry. Your relationships must circulate energy, not drain it. When those align, flow begins, and nothing can stop it. Soon, the signs will multiply. Emails that once lingered unanswered will suddenly respond. Opportunities thought lost will reappear, this time on better terms. Money will start behaving differently, arriving smoother, staying longer, leaving without fear because it knows it will return. This is not coincidence, it is coherence. The ally you met in the previous chapter plays a sacred role here. They will bring order to the abundance you attract. Together, you'll turn ideas into systems, inspiration into income, intuition into impact. One of you channels, the other organizes. One dreams, the other grounds, and the universe smiles at the balance. Baba Vanga's vision for this cycle was precise. When the bull learns to breathe instead of charge, the earth will open to feed him. That moment is now. You no longer chase reward. You radiate stability, and everything valuable gravitates toward you. Clients, allies, investors, love, opportunity, all of them sense your steadiness as safety. And safety is the most magnetic energy in creation. But remember, abundance is not only measured in currency, it's in peace that lasts through noise. It's in mornings without dread. It's in decisions that don't cost your sleep. This level of prosperity doesn't demand sacrifice, it requires stewardship. Guard your new balance like sacred ground. Rest becomes responsibility. Silence becomes strategy. Pleasure becomes prayer. This is the art of sustained wealth, not accumulation, but circulation. Because true abundance doesn't pile, it flows. You may feel the impulse to test it, to spend quickly, to prove it's real. Resist that. Hold the vibration of enough, not because you fear loss, but because you've learned that peace grows slower than panic. Let your new rhythm be measured, deliberate, gracious. In this pace, success will not burn you. It will bless you. And what of timing? Watch for the triple sign. A project delayed 3 times suddenly moves. A number repeating in unexpected places. 444, 808, 1110. A stranger mentioning your exact next step as casual conversation. That is the universe confirming construction has begun. This phase will require you to remember, patience is not pause, it's precision. Every delay now carries direction. Every silence is a door aligning with its frame. And as these structures form, your environment will mirror you. Your home will want rearrangement, clearer surfaces, more light. Your body will crave simplicity, cleaner food, longer breaths. Your mind will ask for fewer opinions and more stillness. These are not whims, they're architectural signals. When the soul reorganizes, matter follows. Soon, you'll wake one morning and realize the storm's debris has become your cathedral. The lessons are the columns, the tears are the mortar. The patience is the roof, and in the center stands you, not the survivor but the builder. This is the meaning of the prophecy. Abundance was never withheld. It was waiting for you to finish building the version of yourself who could receive it without fear. Now the divine treasury opens, not as sudden fortune, but as sustainable flow. Everything you lost unjustly returns through refined channels. Everything you planted in silence blooms in sequence. And all the while your spirit remains calm, not shocked by miracles, but steady in grace. Because when abundance becomes natural, gratitude becomes instinct. Write this in the comments to ground your prosperity. I build with wisdom. My abundance flows through structure, not struggle. Whisper it once in the morning, once before sleep. Let it weave into your breath, shaping the rhythm of receiving. If this message resonated with you, leave your hype on this prophecy. Like, comment, share, and if your soul feels called, become a member. Each hype fortifies this current, spreads this architecture of light, and reminds other Taurus souls that the universe never withholds. It only waits for readiness. The design is complete, the vaults open, and the builder of endurance becomes the architect of abundance. There is a moment when noise itself bows, when the universe, after years of thunder, exhales. That breath, that stillness that almost feels like pause, is not absence, it is arrival. Taurus, your arrival. For 8 long years, heaven spoke to you through earthquakes. Now it speaks through calm. Do you feel it? The soft rhythm under your ribs, the quiet certainty that doesn't ask for proof, that is peace. Not the fragile kind that avoids chaos, but the royal kind that commands it. You once prayed for the storm to stop. What you didn't know was that you were learning to stand inside it until it couldn't move you anymore. That was the hidden initiation. Now, the final stage of the prophecy unfolds. The coronation of peace. Baba Vanga said the bull would one day wear silence like armor. She saw a child of earth rising from 8 years of dust, placing a golden crown upon their own head, not because someone crowned them, but because they finally remembered it was always theirs. This is that moment. You can almost hear it, not trumpets, but alignment, plans clicking into place without struggle, relationships breathing instead of breaking, finances moving with rhythm instead of panic. Everything that once felt uphill now glides, because resistance has no use where truth resides. The allies stand beside you, the architecture holds, the abundance flows, the test is complete. The kingdom within and around you begins to pulse at the same frequency. You've crossed the bridge from proving to being, but the coronation isn't ceremony, it's awareness. You'll notice it in small gestures. You say no and feel lighter. You rest without guilt. You give without exhaustion. You walk into rooms and silence stretches before you. Not empty, but respectful. That's what peace sounds like when it recognizes its keeper. Let's speak plainly, Taurus. The years of survival reprogrammed your nervous system. It learned to anticipate loss, to prepare for disappointment, to brace for endings. Peace will feel strange at first. You may even try to sabotage it just to prove you're still in control. Don't. Breathe. Control was the weapon of the old era. Presence is the power of the new one. You are no longer in the cycle of reaction. You are in the rhythm of creation. Notice how intuition leads before logic argues. Notice how timing serves you without your chase. This is the sovereign rhythm, the divine choreography between you and existence itself. Every act of trust now builds worlds. Every yes you give from alignment multiplies blessings. Every silence you honor becomes a command to the universe. This is not mysticism, it is mastery. The mastery earned only by souls who survived their own revolution. Uranus departs with respect. It leaves a note carved in light. I shook your ground so you would find your foundation. And indeed, you have. Now look at your life from this altitude. The people who remain are mirrors of your healed strength. The opportunities ahead are reflections of your refined purpose. Even the memories that once haunted now kneel as teachers. Nothing was wasted, not a tear, not a loss. Not a waiting season. This coronation is quiet because you've outgrown the need for spectacle. You don't need applause, you need alignment, and alignment is finally here. The crown isn't on your head, it's in your aura. You walk and spaces adjust. You speak and energy listens. You decide and reality organizes itself around your truth. That is sovereignty. That is divine peace. So what happens now? You live differently. You stop fighting for what is already yours. You release guilt for being the one who endured long enough to win. You forgive those who still live in storms, knowing they will find their calm in time. You lead not with rules, but with rhythm. You teach not by sermon, but by steadiness. You become the field where others remember how to breathe again. That is the legacy of this 8-year trial. Not conquest, but calm that cannot be taken. When future storms come, and they will, because change never stops, you will not fear them. You will recognize them as the language of expansion. And while others run for shelter, you will smile at the rain, knowing it is only blessing in disguise. Write this in the comments to seal your sovereignty. My peace is my power. My crown is eternal. The storm now serves my light. Whisper it as you stand before the mirror. See the calm in your own eyes. That is the kingdom. Breathe deeply. You have arrived. If this prophecy resonated, leave your hype in this message. Like, share, and subscribe if your spirit feels the call. Each hype strengthens this current, expands this sanctuary of light, and brings guidance to other Taurus souls who are ready to wear their peace like a crown. The 8-year fire has cooled into gold. The King of Earth stands unshaken, and heaven finally is silent because you've become its echo.